Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love, to Astro Fenixx, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. Welcome to your astrological dice roll for today, April 2nd of 2021. I actually made this video earlier, and I didn't post it because the message just didn't feel right. Something was off about it. I actually ended up taking a long nap. It was kind of crazy. And it's actually very applicable to the dice roll of the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the dice roll. But yeah, the first message didn't quite feel right. It just didn't. I think I was getting caught up in things that really didn't matter to me or concern me and stuff. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting synchronicity, but anyways, I'm getting off track. So here's the dice roll for today, guys. So you have Neptune in Leo in the 10th house. Neptune in Leo, 10th house, the day of the idealist. Force yourself to be realistic. Don't live in a dream world. Idealism is admirable, but it doesn't pay the bills. Listen to others, even when they voice negativity. Their criticism may be valuable if you give it thought. By keeping alive to what is happening, we live in the present moment. So there's so much going on here, and even these two almost seem a little bit of contradictory, but not necessarily. But yep, Neptune and Leo, 10th house. So here's the message, guys. Look who's on my shirt. We got Simba, right? This is really a growing up moment and a growing up kind of day. Simba wanted to be king. That's all he wanted to do was to be king, but he was not aware of all the responsibilities, 10th house, that came with it. He was just caught up on Neptune, the dream, the fantasy, the idealism of being the king. But he didn't know what it was all going to come with. And I think that's what happens. I think sometimes we have like these dreams or these ideas, and we don't necessarily know what all is going to come with that aspect. Now, the advice is saying that we should force ourselves to be realistic. Now, I think there's a way to find balance between realism and the dream and the imagination. I think that's really what this full moon that we just recently had in Libra last week is bringing us. The coming new moon is going to really give us it's going to be a rebirth for our ego and the actions and how we're going to move forward. But this energy with this dice roll, I really do feel, it's funny because I just took a long nap, right? And the lions, they take long naps. We like to think that they're always out there, and when we think of a lion, we don't think of them just lounging around, but they lounge around a lot, okay? And Neptune, Pisces energy, wouldn't mind lounging around a lot. It took me taking a nap to realize that the message that I put out earlier today was not really the message that was supposed to come through, but it did come through. It was actually supposed to come through. And I was supposed to wait and not post it because this one makes a lot more sense to me. So really what I'm getting for you guys is that, you know what, you can definitely have the dream and obtain it, but just realize that the whole process of obtaining it may not seem as fantasy-like or may not seem as like much of a dream as you think. Doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy yourself. I just think it's showing that, when it comes to this 10th house energy, I like to think of it as this mountain that we climb. We can put on these goggles. We could put on these sort of beer goggles, if you will, or these sort of like naive goggles of what's it going to be like climbing this mountain. And I think when we put it on, we see a cartoon, we see trees and rocks and flowers with faces and bees that are talking to us, and they can be like dancing and jumping around, but then when we take off the goggles, it's just a regular landscape. And then we put them back on because it's more comfortable to live in that dream world, but then when we take it off, a bear's chasing us or a bear's in our face. So we just got to be careful about that. We got to find the balance between, that fantasy world, that fantasy reality, and the real world and what we're actually are doing. But the beautiful thing too is because since this is Leo, this is about your creativity, this is about your passion, this is about the unbridled light that you bring to the world, where the sun just cuts through the shadow effortlessly and doesn't have to work hard at doing it. We have to, of course, be careful of not being too overbearing and stuff like that, or wondering if maybe our egos might be getting in the way of things too. You never really know with that energy. I don't have a lot of Leo energy in my chart. I have Chiron and Leo. So, so, but yeah, guys, I also think that this is, I had a card here too for that earlier one, and I'm gonna want to show it to you guys as well. It's the balsamic moon, a time for healing. When Simba like ran off from his responsibilities and stuff, just kind of escaped into Hakuna Matata, because the bottom line of here kind of reminds me of Hakuna Matata. By keeping alive by keeping alive to what is happening, we live in the present. So he did that by living Hakuna Matata, no worries all day, but he also was able to keep alive by realizing the responsibilities of going back home and taking back over Pride Rock and all that sort of stuff. So we have to find a balance between when it's okay to just be Hakuna Matata and when we gotta step up and take care of our responsibilities. And the reason why he ran away is because he had to heal. He just saw his father died. That was messed up. He just watched his father die, and his whole reality got completely shattered. So he ran off. He ran away. That whole time when he was doing that, it was a form of healing. He was healing some aspect of himself, but then he had to go back. And then remember when he got the thorn stuck in his toe, and then Rafiki, the baboon or whatever like that, was talking to him and giving him the wisdom, and then he smacked him on the head. It's like, ow, that hurts. And he wasn't even worried about the freaking thorn. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we're worried about a thorn that's stuck in our hand, but then when life really comes and smacks us, it kind of diverts our attention. That's kind of what today can be like. So, but yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I think this is showing us our potential and what's possible, and what happens when we really do hone in and focus our creativity and actually make our dreams become a reality. That's what this is about. This is about making your dreams a reality. And you got to realize that it's not going to look like it looks in your head and in your imagination. It's not going to look like it does in the cartoons. Not that you can't use that as a base, not that you can't be inspired by those, not that you can't go into that world every so often, but this is really going to be about your own healing when it comes to the journey of your creativity and your passion, and really expressing the unbridled nature of who you are in the soul, in your spirit. That's really what this is about. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Sorry it came out a little bit later, but I guess I had to sleep on it. So, classic Pisces moon, Neptune kind of energy. Sun in the 12th house, baby. Anyways, I love you all. Take care, and I will see you all on the next video. Peace.